Welcome, everyone, to May's monthly musing. I'm delighted to be sitting outside in the morning sun, still in my cashmere, but outside for spring, the arrival of the new, echoing to us this moment that we are living of being able to more consciously give our attention to the new. There is still much clearing, right? But we're kind of opened in both directions now. We're opening this one. This is the new. We're opening towards the new, and we still have all of the clearing, and we want to keep this open. Can you feel that? Can you imagine if we only go this way, we kind of limit the possibility? Because there is so much beauty right now that is happening in the clearing of the old. I am in the middle of teaching the map right now, and myself included and others in that program are having the experience of not only being with the body and pointing ourselves towards embodiment, but I can feel this happening in the dance, and I can feel this happening in a new way. I can feel the old clearing in a new way. I can feel new layers of clearing that are happening. And it's a great mystery. Like I almost don't want to describe it yet. It's a little too early to describe it because I don't want to limit it in that way. It's a space that has an amazing potential for it to be what it is for each person. It's like we really need to trust what we're experiencing. I'm speaking in the dance right now. Okay? I'm speaking about what can happen in the magic and the mystery of the dance when we're able to feel things from a different place. And one of the great gifts of the dance is that we're able to clear things from a different place. And it almost happens naturally in the practice of Azul. Okay, so you don't have to try to make it happen. It's happening. If you put yourself in the practice, it will happen. And one of the components that is inside of the map that really supports this, there are many, but this, I'm going to point us towards one because it's the theme of the month in the portal, are 3 emotional keys. And the keys have a particular support for us around clearing. They're the things that we can work with in order to support the body to allow the energy to find its way. Okay, quite often we're dealing with, we can imagine the system as like this channel, right? The body as this channel. And we are moving towards, in the new, being more clear channels. I think that's a pretty simple way of saying it, right? Let me say it again. In the new, we are moving towards being clear channels, more clear channels, okay? And what happens for us in our human experience and in our accumulation of lifetimes of stories and pieces that we carry that are a part of our soul's learning, they are a part of it. They are meant to be integrated ultimately. The feeling, expressing, and releasing is carrying us to the place of dissolving that allows the integration to happen so that it becomes part of that clear channel. It's not that it leaves and goes away and goes somewhere else. It's more that an integration happens, and the sticky part of that energy is no longer sticky and kind of clogging that channel. It becomes just a part of the channel that is you, that is your soul in motion. Our soul is a field, okay? It lives inside of this body, and it exists in a field. Okay, so it doesn't need to be sticky. I'm trying to say it doesn't need to be sticky. It doesn't need to stick on the inside of the channel. It needs to become the channel. Hope this makes sense. It's kind of a new way of thinking about it. When we're dancing and we're working with our keys of feeling, expressing, and releasing, we're supporting the energy that is us, that we're needing to process through us, we're needing to experience through us. Okay, it's very hard for something to clear if it's not first received. The feeling is the receiving of it, and we practice it very basically in the dance, just tracking sensation. There's a 20-minute teaching, or maybe it's a little longer. Actually it's probably longer. There's a teaching inside of the portal this month. Okay, I'm going to point you to it. I'm going to encourage you to go do it on your own. It goes into what I'm talking about in depth for the dance. Okay, so that you can have a whole embodied experience of what I'm speaking to now. All right. Wow, the sun is getting so strong, I'm almost having to squint at you. I hope you can still see me. Okay, let's see what's important to say. I want you to know that these monthly musings, I don't think about them ahead of time, intentionally, because I really want it to come from the moment. It's one space where I fully allow this to happen, so that whatever wants to come through in this moment does. So with the feeling, expressing, and releasing, the way I want us to hold it in our daily life, in our dance with life, the way that we interact and give ourselves a space to slow down and receive what is happening. There are often moments in the day where we're moving too fast and we're thinking too much, and we can remember, especially when you kind of feel something that happens that rocks you a little bit, right? This just happens in life. And when that happens, we can catch it with our observer, and we can slow down and we can take a moment to listen and actually feel inside what is happening for us, kind of from a deeper place, not like the surface. The surface is being triggered. The surface is the reactivity, the defensiveness. But what is happening actually for us internally? What's happening in a deeper place? What are we actually feeling? It might be sensation. You might feel a particular body in a sensation. You don't have to try to figure it out. Sometimes there will be words. Sometimes there will be a clear feeling. And then we can go and be with that. We can sit with that. We can allow ourselves to feel. So first we listen to make the contact, and then we allow ourselves to feel. Okay? And then we might even notice, this would be like a little advance, we might even notice, when did we first feel this? What is this? Is this a feeling that comes to us often? Okay? Because we do tend to have these patterns that repeat, those energies, those sticky things in our channel. They cause patterns of repetition. And the more consciousness we can bring to that, the better. So when you have that moment of reactivity, slowing down, listening, making contact, sometimes it's just a little thing. Sometimes it's a big thing. Sometimes it has this tail, this root to it that we can just register. We can know, all right, this is familiar. I know this place. I go here often. And then we can acknowledge that and be with it and just embrace it. Embrace it. It's there to teach you something, right? And then you can just move on from there. Or you can also kind of see if there's anything that you wish to express from that place. Like, you might find that there's something that wants to be said, and even just saying it inside of yourself can free the energy a little bit. We're moving towards that release of this sticky point, right? But the expression is like the link between the feeling and the releasing, right? So you can give yourself a moment to see. You might get up and dance for a moment. You might dance the energy out. That would be kind of fun. You might just have it be in thought, in an awareness, kind of an emotional moment, a feeling moment, where it has words that come out. So either it comes out in your dance, or it comes out in a sentence, so that it finds that expression, even if it's just inside of you. So often it doesn't need to be at the other person. It needs to be inside of you. This is where the change happens. Not out there, but in here. And of course, sometimes it does help to say it to the person, to say it to the situation. But often, more often, it does not. It just needs it inside of you. It needs to inside of you. And then you'll notice as you do this, often on the other side of that, there's a release. And the energy has found its way. So we're going to let that be the practice of this musing. And I hope it serves you in your life, in a moment where something is being touched in you. We are living in a miraculous time. And never underestimate how much you are contributing to this. You may not understand it all, but I want you to know that you are, and together we are shifting and arriving more fully in this open embrace and in the new. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for getting all the way to the end.